katana. The best part is how I obtained it. I went to a convention. They knew that Sword Art Online was coming out, and they knew that I played a lot of redheads with swords, so obviously they thought, well, let's do a fun sword panel with a guy who makes katanas, and then we'll teach everybody how to do a hands-on sword lesson. So he said, well, it's all based on height, and I didn't realize you were so small, so I'm going to give you the highest end sword that I have. And it's actually the sword, I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'm sure someone here will know. It's the ceremonial suicide sword. But the reference that I made was, well, first he hands it to me, and he says, I've used this to cut through a car door. And I was like, oh, good. Thank you. And he said it has to be based on my height, so in essence, my response was, great, so I need a letter opener because I'm a hobbit. Got it. Thank you. At the panel where I said that, everybody looked at me like I was nuts, so clearly Lord of the Rings references didn't fly. Anyway, I am going through the lesson. We learned that you have to keep the weapon blade up because in traditional katana technique, it will slice through the sheath. So it was blade up. Mine had been handmade by this incredible gentleman. And so you have to pop open the sword using your left hand. It was very difficult. Finally got it open. It took a huge amount of time because it was brand new. And I say this because as we're going through the lesson, I'm trying to be very responsible. My mom's standing right there, trying to be a good katana wielder. And the sword starts sliding out. And I panicked, and I wanted to be very discreet and not be a moron, so I caught it with my thumb. And so then I was like, oh God, I'm bleeding. And I didn't say anything, and I was like, I'm just gonna stand here, it's gonna stop, it'll be great. I just need to set this down. Well, this sweet girl in the panel goes, oh my God, she's bleeding! And I was like, oh! I'd murdered a person by this time. I was like, no, it's good. See? There was blood all over my hands. It gets back to the head of the convention, like through telephone tag, that Cherami has sliced off her thumb. So she runs in like 10 minutes later, and she's like, where is it? I was like, the sword is on the table. I haven't touched it. She goes, no, your thumb. I was like, on my hand. And the guy who was conducting the lesson goes, does anybody have super glue? I was like, I did break the katana. He's like, no, I'm just gonna super glue your thumb back together. And I was like, it's on my thumb, it's just bleeding a bit. But in World War II, they created super glue to expedite the healing process, because it does work. It heals your thumb back together. Anyway, long story short, after the whole lesson, my thumb had finally started to seal, and the super glue was not tacky anymore. I'd gotten the blood cleaned off my hands, so I didn't look like I killed 12 children. And I made another comment in the panel. I was like, guys, don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. Nothing. And I was like, all right, no Lord of the Rings, no Monty Python with this group. Got it. So then he says, I finished the class, and I was like, I'm so sorry, by the way, for being the worst VIP guest in your panel ever. And he was like, no, it's no big deal, but here, I have to give you this. In Japanese culture, if a sword cuts you, it's bitten you, and it's yours. And I said, hold on a second. I was like, so, like Harry Potter, like the wand chose me or something? Again, nothing. I was like, I hate today. I'm bleeding, and no one's laughing at my jokes, please. And so I then have this sword that I have to figure out how to wield, because obviously I suck at it. And so the guy told me, he's like, well, I know the guy who's the villain in all the Mortal Kombat movies, and so he might be willing to teach you. So that would be cool. And if that happens, I will create a little web series so that everybody can watch the journey of my katana nature, because I'm sure it's going to be a barrel of laughs. So yeah, no, I'm not good with a katana, but I have one that can cut through a car door. So steer clear.
Don't want her swinging that around. I've never done any sword work, but I haven't cut my thumb off either. So
have you held a katana?
She has more experience than I do.
Okay. And then my small favor was, this is my little brother, and he is a major Sudafed, and it's his birthday. Do you think you guys can voice act while singing happy birthday to him?
You don't want him to scream that. He'll burst his up.
Mikey.
I don't know if Mikey can sing. Really difficult.
Okay, ready? Do you start?
Sure. Yeah.
Happy birthday